It's Wednesday, which means Arrigo Arboleda is here for his weekly check-in. They'll draw blood, look for side effects, and test his fertility. The Arboledas are part of an experiment. They're one of the first couples in the world to try out a new form of birth control, a contraceptive gel for men. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But what if this actually works? Could more choice for men ease the burden of birth control for women?
If you care enough about your significant other, a lot of people would consider it. It is something that is, very viable. Now we're into it 6 months deep. It's really important that I took some initiative on that part.
Women have been initiating family planning for quite some time. According to the CDC, about 65% of American women between 15 and 49 use some form of birth control. Male condoms only make up 8% of that, and it can cost women hundreds of dollars for an annual supply of the pill. Right now, 2 forms of male birth control are under the microscope here at LA Biomed in Southern California. The oral pill is still in the early stages, but a clinical trial for this topical gel is much further along. Here's how it works, and it doesn't go where you think. Men apply the gel to the chest and shoulders every day, and 2 chemical compounds are absorbed through the skin: progesterone and testosterone. Progesterone halts sperm production, and the testosterone replaces depleted hormones. This eliminates sperm, little by little, until they're almost gone. Temporarily. At least, that's what they're hoping for. Arrigo is on to phase 2 of the study, suppression. Next, they'll be relying on the gel as their only form of contraception. So you had to enter this study knowing that there's a potential that you could get pregnant?
Yes. That's what the doctor explained to me on the very first day.
Dr. Christina Wang is leading the trial out of LA with support from the National Institutes of Health and the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. She's been doing this research for 40 years.
How long does it take for the levels to get?
It varies. It varies from man to man, couple to couple. Sometimes we see decrease in around 8 to 12 weeks. Sometimes it's up to 20 weeks.
Studies show reliable contraception can lead to better social outcomes, especially in developing countries. The results of this research could change the lives of about 750 million women currently using contraception worldwide.
Females have so many reversible contraception, they have the pill, the patch, the implants, right? The vaginal ring, you name it, they have it in long-acting injectables, but the men really have nothing except condom and withdrawal. About half of the couples came because the female wanted the male to participate, and also the female may have some issues with the current methods they are using.
There are a lot of reasons why the Arboledas are putting themselves through this. They are getting paid. They're also thinking about how this could change things.
When free for all rights are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back! Whose health?
With states like Alabama, Louisiana, and Georgia implementing near-total abortion bans, Arrigo sees this as a way to get off the sidelines.
What's going on in legislation with women's rights and things like that, and control of their bodies, is very important to me to take a more active role in that as the male and have this option where, we take some of that responsibility onto ourselves.
The politics around contraception are tricky. The birth control movements that began in the early 20th century wanted to give women more control over their own fertility, but that may have backfired because now, about 100 years later, male birth control hasn't really advanced. Men looking for reliable options have 2 choices: condoms and vasectomy, which isn't always reversible. Plus, our government programs, like the ACA, have historically subsidized birth control for women and not men.
I feel much comfortable that I don't have to take a pill anymore, so I won't have to worry about side effects, which I think that's what most women are worried about.
Who knows? Maybe men and women will find new common ground over side effects. With male contraception, doctors are looking for potential weight gain, mood swings, a change in sex drive, the same things women hate about the pill. But to take this gel mainstream, researchers will need to find a way for men to check their own sperm count at home. And those levels have to be able to bounce back. In the final recovery phase of this study, men stop using the gel. And that's when doctors expect fertility will return to normal.
Essentially, all of them recover within 3 months.
As Arrigo and Romina wrap up one of dozens of appointments they'll have over the next 2 years, couples in 9 other countries are trying out this contraceptive gel at the same time, and many of them seem encouraged by all this.
If this is successful, proven successful, and it hits the market, I think it changes things greatly. I think it is a positive message that, we males share equal burden.
Dr. Wang is actively looking for more couples to test drive the oral and topical methods so she can prove to the FDA that they are effective. But publicly funded studies can only go so far. Eventually, they'll need the support of a pharmaceutical company to take it to market. So realistically, it could be another 10 years before this option finds its way to your local pharmacy.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.